A Bella Danger. Who is that? Who is a Bella Danger? Anyone know who that is? I have no idea. I wouldn't know. So in today's video, we're going to go over ranked. Now the reason I want to go over ranked and I'm going to do this as a bit of a guide and a bit of a just talk about ranked video. So if you're watching this, you want to learn a bit, you will learn something from this video. I'm saying that because I literally went through learning all this stuff in the last week or so and actually playing in the last day or so. I've never really played Call of Duty Ranked before, so I had a big learning curve to go over, learned the classes, and I learned like a bit of how to play. Obviously, I'm not like that good yet. I'm still just under gold at the moment, but it is literally day one of ranked, and I thought some people are probably beginners, haven't really played ranked before, and this video will definitely help you out. So we're going to go over classes, a bit of like the maps and game modes, and then we're going to go over just a few tips, and then you will learn something from this video. So let's get into this. So first of all, I just want to go over the rewards for the Season 1 ranked play. So in the top left there, you've got the ranked skins, and these go from gold up to the top 250 champion. The top 250 champion one has like that flaming skull, which actually looks so cool, and I love that they got a number 1 rank to go for, because a lot of the high tier people that grind a lot, streamers, pro players, I know they'd want to get that kind of skin that's number 1, so you can really show it off. Really good thing they've added that. And then we've also got emblems, and most of these are for wins, so you got like 5 to 10, 20 wins, and then it all goes all the way up to 1,000. If you look on the left hand side of the page in the bottom right, you got the blueprint and emblem. That is for 1,000 wins. That is a lot of games, but maybe some people will get that. You also get large decals for coming in the ranked kind of level that you are. And then you have animated calling cards as well as for Diamond, Crimson, Iridescent, and Top 250, which are pretty damn cool. And I'm a huge fan of having kind of cosmetics that you can show off from grinding the game quite a lot. I enjoy that, so I think these are really, really good rewards. And the final thing before we get into this video properly, get into tips and classes, I just want to mention there are some cheaters in ranked already. This person here has walls, and this person here actually does have aimbot. So if you come across some people that seem a bit dodgy, you can't watch kill cams, go back into the theater mode afterwards, because you can actually you can see the videos in the theater mode. And I think they should add kill cams and the ability to turn off crossplay for console players. I'm not sure why they decided to not have that, but if they don't have a good anti-cheat, I don't think they can have that working. So we'll see what comes of that, but maybe you'll see a cheater in your lobby. Right, so now we're going to go straight into classes. I have 4 classes here for you, but this does not mean that these are definitely the best guns. They're just the ones that I like the most at the moment. I have 2 subs and 2 ARs. So starting off, we have the Jackal, and this Jackal class is really good, and it is probably the most used Jackal class. And I have the Compensator, Reinforced Barrel, Vertical Foregrip, Economic Grip, and no stock on this. You can actually change no stock to balanced stock, and it's pretty similar. It doesn't really matter too much, but that's the first build. The Jackal is very good. When you come down to like the perks and stuff here, these do matter, but it depends what kind of game mode you're playing most of the time. I like to run Flak Jacket and Ninja. I literally think you have to run Ninja. I don't think there's any game mode that you shouldn't run Ninja on. That is the most important perk. When it comes to like fast hands, you can only choose this, and then you can choose one of these two. And in my opinion, I always use double time. So these two are pretty locked in, and it depends if you use perk greed or gunfighter. In these classes, I'm going to be using perk greed because I think it's a little bit better. But if you use gunfighter, just add a few more attachments and see how you get on. So first of all, that's my, not the VMP, that's the Jackal class. If I move up, I have the Krig C. The Krig C is a very good gun and probably the best AR at the moment in my opinion. It just kills really, really fast, and once again, this is already banned in actual Pro League, so this isn't able to be used. And there's normally a reason for that, right? The guns that are better or too good try not to get used because they want to make it as fair as possible. So there is a reason that the Krig C and the Sorg that just came out, they always put guns out quite strong. There is a reason for that. So the Krig C, if we go into the actual attachments here, I keep doing the wrong way. It doesn't matter what sight you have on it. I have this sight because I'm trying to do challenges for the site, but you can put whatever sight on you want it. The best one is probably the Kepler Microflex. Then I got the Compensator, the Reinforced, the Vertical, and the Commando Grip. That's just my favorite. Once again, it's similar to most of the classes you'll see with like little discrepancies within it. So you can build something like this and you will get on fine. I also have the Sorg class. The Sorg is it's like a higher level Jackal in my opinion. They kill pretty similar times, but this just has a higher fire rate and it's a bit of a higher skill ceiling, I think. But once again, it has been banned from Pro League, so it's probably a little bit better than the Jackal really. There's normally a reason for these things. And as you can see, it's a very similar build to the Jackal with the Compensator, Reinforced, Vertical, Economic Grip, and a balanced stock. And finally, I just want to mention my Model L class. The Model L is one of my favorite guns in the game. I've used it a lot since the start, and it has a very similar build to the Krig once again. The Kepler, the Ported, Reinforced, Vertical, and the Economic Grip. So class-wise, all mine are pretty similar in terms of attachments. I like to run frag, flashbang, and trophies. There's not a lot of options. Once again, you have like, you can run smokes, concussions, then you can run Semtex frag, or you can run assault back or a trophy. So there's not a lot of options anyway, but these are just the ones that I run with and most people seem to be running with. If you want to change it up a bit, I don't blame you. Use whatever you want, whatever works, but the recommendations, and I'm saying the meta classes, meta meaning that most of the pros and the high level people will be using these, and they are genuinely stats wise the best guns in the game. And just one more thing I forgot to mention, I actually have a really bugged out class. So the second class in my ranked loadouts, it just has an XM4 in the knife slot. As you can see there, the Bug Smasher, that gun is actually usable. In game, I can go into a game with this class, hold B, and I can run overkill. I can have a SOG and a XM4 in one class. And on Search and Destroy, it's actually useful as hell to have overkill. So right now I have a bugged out class and I'm kind of cheating. The Bug Smasher doesn't say it has any attachments on there, but this thing actually has 60 bullets in a clip, and you can't add extended mags in this normally. So right now I'm using a gun that is pretty much banned from being used, but I'm going with it because it's the bug that's in the game. I didn't do it, I didn't mean to do it, I don't know how I did it, but it's there. So now I'm going to play some ranked gameplay in the background. I got a couple of games for you. One is Hardpoint on Skyline with using a SOG, and the second one is Protocol Control using a Krig. Both these games we won, and I did reasonably well. Obviously, it's quite low level ranked at the moment, so I'm still improving myself. And honestly, a lot of these tips I recently started kind of reading and thought I'd write a few of them down so I could kind of reiterate them in a video, and that is where I'm at. So I'm going to go over a load of tips. This is not all of the tips I have or will learn. I'm still learning, so if anyone has any tips for me in the comments, please let me know. And if you want to play with me at all in ranked, let me know as well, because I'm trying to get some teammates that talk a bit, and yeah, I need to learn. So let me know in the comments. So the first thing I want to mention is this is nothing like pubs. In pubs, I think most people play to get a good KD, right? If you don't win the game, it's nothing crazy, but some people will try and win the game. And then you get a couple of people at like the top of the leaderboard, or like some people have loads of minutes or captures. There's a couple of people in every game that want to win the game, and the rest of the people just kind of vibe out trying to kill people, and that's fine. It's pubs, that's kind of what it's for. But in ranked, it's a complete different story. If you go 10 for 20, for example, but you have also got a load of like time on the hard point, that's fine. You've won the game for your team, and the rest of your team probably have plus KDs because you've sacrificed a lot of deaths. I'm not saying that you shouldn't shoot people, but I'm saying that if you are negative in a game, it is not always going to show that you've done badly. It's going to show that you've played objective more than the rest of your team. And honestly, going negative is okay sometimes. There was actually a guy in the gameplay and you're watching in the background that went 1 for 22. If you're going that negative, then there's probably a bit of a problem somewhere. I'd recommend watching this video and learning a bit, but going a little bit negative and having loads of time on like a capture point is absolutely fine. So just keep that in your mind all the time. You're not trying to like ego chow people, because you don't need to. You're trying to win the game. You're not trying to win every single gunfight and run at people. You need to like chill out and just try and win the game. And this is something I'm still trying to do. I'm still trying to run into people's spawns and spawn trap them, and it's actually worse to do that in ranked, so I need to learn all that. It's just a whole learning curve, and I just want to try and share that with you guys. Next thing is something that I've done quite well because I played the game a lot, but it's actually learning the map. So we actually have a different map pool which is quite limited for the ranked mode, and it's these maps right here. As you can see, there's like 6 maps, and then there's a couple for control that are within the 6. So there's not a lot of maps that you need to know everything about, but a couple of these maps are maps that not a lot of people have played, right? So for like Red Card and Rewind, I know that you know Nuketown a lot better and Stakeout a lot better than them maps, right? So you can either start playing these maps a bit more, which is kind of difficult, or you can also go onto a website called breakingpoint.gg. Breaking Point do a lot of kind of CDL Pro League coverage, and they help out a lot of people. They do a lot of achievement guides and map guides in terms of this. As you can see, these little pictures flicking through on screen here, these are all on the website. I'll link it in the description below, and honestly, they're really, really helpful. They tell you where the control points are, the hard points are, and it's really useful to know the order of them as well, so you can kind of go to the next one. You've got like 10-20 seconds left on your hard point, and that's the kind of things that you need to know. And also, when I say learn the maps, I mean like you're going to know there might be someone behind a really good bit of cover around a certain corner. That bit does take a little bit longer to learn. You have to play a fair bit, for example, and there's certain head glitches and certain points that you know people will probably be at if they have a chance to be there, if it's like in a hard point. So that's what I mean by you got to learn the maps. Obviously these maps will change pretty soon because I don't think they stick to the same ones over and over, so we'll get different maps occasionally, but for now you should just try and learn the maps that we have. And there's actually 5, not 6, as I said earlier. So the next one's actually quite a difficult one for me to explain because I'm really, really bad at it myself. Now I'll happily talk to this microphone right here and talk on YouTube, do commentaries like this, but when it comes to actually talking to people in game that I don't really know, I do not like it. I'd be honest, I'm happy to talk to people once I know them, but getting to know people and like, when people just get angry at games, like really angry, it just like doesn't sit well with me. I'm competitive, but I like to like chill when being competitive. I'm not really an angry person. So if people just start getting so angry, it just doesn't help anyone and it gets to me. But what I'm trying to say here is you should try and talk on the mic, because having a strategy is better than having no strategy at all. And if you say, let's all go to one bomb site, or let's all go to one control point, then most people will come with you because you're talking and no one else is. They will probably listen to you. Almost everyone that's playing ranked has a headset on. And they just don't want to talk to you, or they're just being like myself and they like to listen, or they're scared to talk to you. But try and be that guy that knows what they're doing, because they will most likely follow you. The next one's going to be make sure you use meta weapons. As I said earlier about the classes, I went over a few meta classes there, and I definitely recommend keeping to these or something close to these, because if you don't, you will lose a lot of gunfights that you shouldn't. Everything is about gunfights in ranked. You need to win as many as you can, and if there's a reason that you can change like to win more, you have to do that. If I see someone using a Goblin Mark II AR, like the single fire one, the semi, I swear to God, I couldn't deal with that. Please don't do that. If you look in the background right now as well, you can see that Obsession on the other team went 1 for 22, and people were giving him a bit of crap in the chat, and honestly, his reply was amazing. I think I even put something in the chat now as well. What did I write? Oh yeah, he wasn't running ninja. This guy, the whole game, he wasn't running ninja. So like, he was just sprinting around, and I could just hear wherever he was. So like, I told him to put ninja on basically, and so somebody said, someone call an ambulance. Oh Jesus! His reply that pops up now is one of the best things I've ever seen. He just said, "I'm chilling. I can't lie." What a guy. I want to be like Obsession. That's my idol right there. Another one I want to mention is watch people play. Now, I don't mean watch people in your game. I mean, if you have a bit of free time and you don't really want to hop on and play, watch someone play ranked and that's like quite good at the game. I guarantee you will learn something most times you watch them. A lot of people don't seem to like realize this, but it's the little things that make a big difference, like how you rotate and how you anchor somewhere. I am also learning this stuff. That's why I want to make this video, because I'm learning, and at the same time I want to try and teach people along kind of a journey of just how I get on in ranked. And so hopefully this does come across well. I don't want to be like I'm amazing at it. I'm really not at the moment. I'm trying to be, but and hopefully I will get there. But yeah, we will get to that. But if you start watching like pros and high-level players, content creators and stuff, I guarantee you will learn something in most games. So please, if you have some free time, do that. So we know there's 3 modes within the ranked system. We have Search and Destroy, Hardpoint, and Control. Now, in my opinion, I'm much better at respawn modes. I don't play a lot of Search and Destroy, so Search and Destroy is going to be my kind of downfall. And I know there's quite a few pros that kind of go down that road as well, where they have quite strong Hardpoint and Control, and then Search and Destroy is they're less strong. Then you have people doing it the other way, where they're really good at Search and Destroy and less good at the other games. But it's kind of a balance, right? So you need to get good at Search and Destroy. For me, it is my worst problem. I'm not that bad at it. I just don't know how to play it. I've not played Search and Destroy hardly at all. So with that, I need to always like think about what I'm doing a lot more. So this is why I'm going to kind of break down a few tips for each mode now. So first of all, Search and Destroy. Remember that when you're defending, you are defending. Like, you don't have to push for kills. You have to defend 2 bomb sites and make sure they don't plant on them. So for me, I always like rush people whatever side I'm on. I just seem to run in. Now, I have to get that out of my head, because you are literally having to defend 2 bomb sites. So that's my first tip. Make sure when you're defending, you actually defend. Next one is when you plant the bomb, make sure you put it on the side or the spot that you can see the most of. It takes roughly, I think, 7 to 8 seconds, maybe 7.5 seconds to defuse the bomb. So remember that as well. Even when you're attacking, it doesn't mean you have to full on like attack and rush straight in. You can still like pick someone off, get a kill, and then pull your team over to that side, because normally the basic of Search and Destroy is you have 2 bomb sites, so it should be like a 2v2 on each one. And when you have 4 players, it should be 2v2. So if one person picks off one from like the A site, then you could drag your whole team over to the A site, because you know there's going to be less people on it. That is a good tip for Search and Destroy as well. So next up, we'll go over Hardpoint. Now, Hardpoint's a bit different to Control for a couple of reasons. The main one being that you only need 1 person in your Hardpoint on your team to get points. You don't get more points if you get more people sat in there, so there's no need for more than 1 person to be in there. So you need 1 person on your team. If there's 1 person in there, you need to do the job of keeping other people away. You don't need to be just sat in there all the time. As long as 1 guy on your team is, you need to get angles and try and kill people that are trying to come towards it without being inside it where people might know where you are. So that's my first tip. 1 person's in there, you can try and protect it and kind of be the slayer when your other guys, when you need to defend your guy. Next one is rotate early when you know the next hard point's coming. This kind of goes back to knowing the maps as well. It does pop up saying where the next one's going to be within, I think it's 10 seconds before the other one finishes. But it doesn't mean that you can't go like 10 to 15, 20 seconds before. Get an early advantage there. Get a spot that you know that you can kill someone if they're coming towards it, trying to take it from you. You want to try and think ahead and just be there before them if you can be. Obviously, sometimes that doesn't work because they get the spawn or whatever. But if you can do that, then try try and make it an option. Next one, trophy systems on Hardpoint are the most important thing that exist. You will get naded off every time, or trying to get naded off every single time, and trophy systems help a lot with this. The next one is, don't just sprint headfirst into a hardpoint, unless you have to contest it because they're about to win. That is the only way that you can do that. Always try and get a kill or do heavy damage before you enter, because there's going to be a lot of people holding corners, and you want to try and be kind of the guy getting at least a kill on that hill, instead of letting people kill you and you just die for free. If you die for free, then it is really, really not good within a ranked thing, because it's only 4v4, and that is a quarter of your team just dead for no reason. So next up we have control, which is actually growing on me quite a lot. I used to think that control was kind of a crap mode, but it's actually kind of fun, and it works complete opposite to Hardpoint in terms of your team need to be on the hill. Now, I don't know if I need to research this, is what I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know if it's better to all go for one, or kind of split it up a bit and see which one's more successful, and then all work on that one. I haven't watched enough or know enough yet to say that, so if you know the answer, let me know. But the more people on it, the faster it captures, so all of you want to try and get one, and I'd recommend trying to get the harder one first. Next up is, even if the other team have captured most of it and you're defending, make sure you actually defend it. You don't want to like push too far into their spawn where you haven't got any lines of sight on the actual point. You can obviously hold, like say on Protocol here where I'm playing, you could hold their building because they'd be killing them as they kind of run, or like as they cross. That is okay, but I'm saying like don't get the whole team pushing like the whole spawn and then they can get past you and just get on it. It doesn't work like that. You just want to try and defend the point the best of your ability, and also make sure you actually clear the point. So if they've started like capturing it and they're halfway to getting one of the sections or segments, then you can actually sit on it and it will just drop down. Make sure you actually do this. That like a few seconds could make a difference in a whole game here, so it is worth doing. You don't have anything else to do. The other thing you're going to do is just think about running away or finding somewhere to shoot. You might as well sit on that for a few seconds just to drop it down a few. So number one, when you're defending, do not all go to one control point. I think at least one person should be on each one at all times, and then you really should have 2 and 2. But if there's like more people attacking one, then obviously you could have like a 3 and a 1. But you don't ever want to leave one completely open, because it just makes it easy for them to come towards it, and then there'd be no like comms telling people where people are. So it's really good to have one person at least on each one at all times. And the final one I want to end with is friendly fire is enabled on ranked. If you get killed by your teammate, and you know, like, unless it's like unprovoked and someone has just killed you for no reason when you just spawned, most of the time, or 90% of the time, it will be by accident. Don't get angry or toxic at it and actually start killing your teammates. It is so stupid in every way. I killed someone the other day by accident, and the rest of the game he was just kind of shoot me. He killed me like 3 or 4 times, and eventually he got ricochet, so it just killed himself. But it just ruins the game, to be honest. You might as well not have a teammate. So please, if someone kills you or you kill a teammate, don't start being all toxic and annoying towards them. Either just say sorry, you were meant to, or you're trying to shoot someone else. There's normally a good reason that you either get killed or kill someone. Maybe you're shooting in a line of sight and they walk in it. Obviously that's their fault and they just have to take that, but just don't get angry about it. It is so stupid. I really need to work on making these videos a bit shorter, but I feel like I'm talking quite fast. I don't know. Maybe some people like longer ones, I don't know. Let me know in the comments, and hopefully you learned something from this video. But that is all I got. This is meant to be like a beginner's guide, because I'm in myself a bit of a beginner right now. And as I kind of advance, hopefully through levels, I'll do like more in-depth guides. I'm going to do one about all the maps soon, because my map videos are done quite well. So if you want to, make sure you subscribe if you want to see something to do with like a map guide and like the best spots to use for each hardpoint, control, search and destroy. And then along with all that, I know that I will improve. So I will bring more of these out. And cheers guys, hope you learned something from this video, and peace out for now.